आज मध्यरात्रि यानी 8 नवंबर 2016 की रात्रि को 12 बजे से वर्तमान में जारी 500 रुपए और 1000 रुपए के करेंसी नोट लीगल टेंडर नहीं रहेंगे। ये मुद्राएं कानूनन अमान्य होगी।
A week after the central government launched the financial Pokhran, India and the rest of the world is discussing one of the biggest economic moves in decades. On November 8, Prime Minister Narendra Modi declared rupees 500 and rupees 1000 notes as illegal tender. While people were allowed to exchange their old notes for valid currency, deposit it, withdraw a certain amount from the ATM, the move saw unprecedented queues outside banks and ATMs with employees working overtime to ease the common man's life. In this single move, the government has attempted to tackle all the three issues affecting the economy, that is, a parallel economy, counterfeit currency in circulation, and the terror financing. However, this is not the first time India has gone for demonetization of the currency to tackle the menace of black money. The first move was implemented in January 1946 when the Reserve Bank of India discontinued rupees 1000 and rupees 10,000. In 1954, rupees 10,000 was brought back in a new avatar and rupees 5,000 notes was introduced. In 1978, the Morarji Desai government that took over after a resounding vote against the emergency in 1977 demonetized the big value notes, allegedly to target hoarding by erstwhile Indira Gandhi government. The reason why demonetization failed both times was because during both years, less than 15% of high currency notes were exchanged, while over 85% of currency notes never surfaced, as the owners feared penal action by central agencies. The similarity in all three instances of demonetization has been to drive out stashed black money by declaring it illegal. By putting a cap on the money that one is able to deposit without featuring on the Income Tax Department scanner, the government aims at investigating possible tax evasions. In fact, people who have deposited an inexplicable amount of money above rupees 2.5 lakh have been sent show-cause notices by the Income Tax Department. The former RBI Governor, Y.V. Reddy, mentioned recently that the action may gradually shift to the courts as tax evaders and willful defaulters look for legal protection. Whether or not measures like demonetization can clean up Indian capitalism will depend ultimately on how effectively the judiciary, the legislature, the executive, and RBI cooperate in the joint campaign against black money. The need for the government to keep the move a secret was that tax evaders wouldn't be alerted before the demonetization took place. 10 days after the government withdrew 1,000 and 500 rupee notes, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley said that the move will help banks lend at a cheaper rate to businesses, trade, agriculture, and infrastructure, while at the same time getting rid of the shadow economy.
इस निर्णय का पूरे समाज में बहुत बड़ी दृष्टि से स्वागत हुआ है और पूरे विश्व में भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था की विश्वसनीयता बनी रहे, क्रेडिबिलिटी बनी रहे, उस दृष्टि से यह एक बहुत बड़ा कदम है. It does not merely nudge the economy in that direction. It significantly pushes the economy in that direction. It will give a significant setback to the parallel black money economy because a lot of currency operating outside the system or stacked outside the system will now have to perforce get into the banking system.
There are many benefits that will come with the government's move. The size of the formal economy, which the government can manage through its policy actions, will increase, perhaps significantly. This step may have positive implications for tax revenues in the long run. There may be even influences on the growth rate of GDP. Online transactions are getting a big boost, thereby assisting in the transition to cashless economy. However, The opposition parties are still at loggerheads with the centre, with most demanding a rollback of the move. The Supreme Court of India, while refusing to stay the demonetization move, has asked the Modi government to file an affidavit detailing the steps being taken to ease the inconvenience to the public. Even eminent citizens like social activist Aruna Roy, economist Jayati Ghosh have demanded a rollback or suspension if the inconvenience caused to the public is not resolved immediately. This move has received mixed reviews from the international community.
India's government has withdrawn 500 and 1,000 rupee notes from circulation. Now, this is part of a wider set of policies designed to crack down on rampant corruption and counterfeiting as well. The surprise move also aims to bring billions of dollars worth of undeclared cash into the banking system and the mainstream economy as well, while crippling the finances of militants who have targeted India over the last couple of years. To my next question, I mean, if you've got a new 500 rupee note coming in and an even bigger denomination note on the way, doesn't that fundamentally undermine this policy, at least in the long run?
Well, that's what critics are saying. If you look at the fact that if you increase your currency, which is if you launch a new note, which is double the size of your maximum note right now, which was 1,000 rupee till a couple of hours back, that basically means in long term you could also be looking at depreciating the value of your currency, because really strong currencies do not have notes of higher denomination. So that is one. Secondly, the reason for it being given is there was some time back there was a proposal put forward which included notes of 5,000 and 10,000 rupees in India that was eventually shot down.
Ironically, the move has given birth to a parallel economy, especially in rural areas. Holders of unaccounted money are said to be using bank accounts of the poor under the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana to get rid of their black wealth. A central scheme for financial inclusion, even dormant accounts have become suddenly active and are brimming with cash. With people allowed to deposit up to rupees 2.5 lakh without any hassle, this seems like a way out. Importantly, most of the black money is kept in the form of land, buildings, gold, or kept abroad. Cash constitutes only 4% of the total amount of black money on which taxes are not being paid. The common man is paying for the sins of rich. In the past week, since the central government scrapped rupees 500 and rupees 1,000 notes, deaths have been reported across the country. There have also been reports of suicide and even a murder over this demonetization in West Bengal.
जब जाके हमारा ये 3-4 बैठे हम एक बजे से रात को जब जाके यहीं पहुंचे और अभी तक लाइन ही आगे नहीं बढ़ रही है, नहीं बढ़ रही। मर रही है तो क्या करो? बुढ़िया मरी यहाँ पे, एक बुढ़िया मरी यहाँ पर बेचारी को, मतलब बुतेरा 2 लड़के लेके गए लेकिन वो बची नहीं, मर गई। वो भूखी लगी हुई होगी तो उसे सांस ही नहीं आई, अटैक हुआ, पता नहीं क्या हुआ, खड़े खड़े थी, वो मर गई।
देश के कोने कोने में आप चले जाएं, किसी भी हिस्से में चले जाएं, शहर में चले जाएं, देहात में चले जाएं, तो 9 तारीख से 8 को ये डिसीजन हुआ, 9 नवंबर से पूरे देश के अंदर ऐसा लग रहा है जैसे आर्थिक इमरजेंसी पैदा हो गई हो।
Small farmers, sellers, merchants, daily wage laborers and traders are suffering because of lack of proper planning, intelligence and foresight. Farmers generally deal in cash, and India is also largely a cash economy. The cash transactions are far more than the total number of electronic transactions done on a daily basis. In the tribal heartland of the country, the poor people through middlemen are getting their currencies exchanged for rupees 300 or rupees 400 because of proper lack of information which is hitting them. In the immediate context, this move might slow down the real economy owing to decline in money supply and increasing bank deposits. Interest rates on deposits and fiscal deficit could go down, hurting the middle class for whom fixed deposits are the main saving instruments. Banks are struggling to deploy huge funds it has accumulated so far. The black money in circulation is like a steroid in the economy, which keeps the demand going and gives a feeling that everything is working well.
The fact of the matter is, we believe that the banking system in India is strong enough to take on any of these challenges. Even earlier, when the Prime Minister had told us to do PMJDY, cover 98% of families with one account in a space of 6 to 7 months, we had done it. So I believe this is also something that we can do. Obviously, there will be some glitches, there will be some inconveniences, there will be some amount of pain, but I don't believe that it is something that is insurmountable or something that, that would be so difficult that people should either panic or feel worried about.
I have been the least affected person due to this demonetization, except for standing in a queue for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
But nevertheless, my personal views are that that's a great move by the respected PM.
Okay.
And has never been done. Never any person has taken such a strong move against corruption and black money.
So far, it can be said that this is a historically bold step and should be supported by all. One should look at the bigger picture, which will definitely fetch results in the long term.